All signs point to a Kevin Durant trade for the Mavericks this offseason, and I'm going to tell you why here on Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. Welcome into the show. My name is Jeffrey Cooperstein. Before we start off and I explain everything and what I'm thinking surrounding Kevin Durant and the Mavericks and why I think it makes sense that the Mavericks would make this move this offseason, I want to hear from you to start off today's show. Do you want the Mavs to trade for Kevin Durant? If you do, type T for trade. If you don't, type P for pass. I'll tell you this right now, it would not shock me whatsoever if the Mavericks made this deal. The Mavericks do currently sit at 12th in the Tankathon standings, and with about 10 games to go, they have a chance to probably move up as far as 9th. And with a premium pick like that, the Mavericks have to make a decision as to whether or not they want to use that pick on a rookie deal or they want to bring in a veteran. And the way that I've seen Nico Harrison operate over the last month or so, 2 months, given the Luka trade and given everything that he's said and the front office has said, Nico Harrison wants the Mavericks to get old. He traded for Anthony Davis. Kyrie Irving, off a torn ACL, is going to be back with this team. Why not add another guy who, again, a Nike guy on the wrong side of 30, has championship pedigree, like Kyrie and Anthony Davis both do? All of this lines up and makes sense that Nico would make a move like this. But like I said, it does depend on whether Mavericks want a young guy on a rookie deal who can maybe contribute but is going to be cheaper, or do they want a vet with championship pedigree? And I think given everything that the Mavericks have led on and they have said over the last couple of months, I fully believe it is the latter. And when you look at guys who are available this offseason, Kevin Durant is the guy that makes the most sense. We know that Durant is going to be available this offseason after Phoenix tried to trade him for Jimmy Butler at the trade deadline. And KD, who was happy in Phoenix, basically said, look, if you don't want me, then you can absolutely trade me this offseason. Durant is still playing at an incredible level at 37 years old, averaging 27 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, shooting over 50% from the field and 40% from three. He's still one of the best scorers in the NBA. He's one of the best scorers in NBA history, and KD fits exactly what Nico Harrison wants to do with this team. He wants guys who have championship pedigree. He wants guys who are hungry on the wrong side of 30, maybe at the end or just out of their primes, but are still very good players. And he's trying to build a championship roster this way. And I do think there is some heightened urgency from the Nico Harrison camp because with Kyrie missing the most of next season, the Mavs do need another star to pair with Anthony Davis. And while the Mavericks window was shortened from 10 years to 2 with the Luka Doncic trade, they still do have this window, and they have to try to maximize this 2-year window as much as they can. How do you maximize it? I think it's by trading for Kevin Durant. We'll get to the rest of the show here in just a few moments, but I do need to tell you guys about our sponsor, which of course is PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. PrizePicks has over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, making daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. Baseball season is here. Happy opening day to those who celebrate, and you can win some real money with our friends at PrizePicks, the best place to win in over 30 states, including California, Georgia, Florida, and Texas. They put their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. And when my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. Here are my picks for baseball season, some season-long projections here. I'm going to take the more on Paul Skeens, 215.5 strikeouts. I'm also going to take the more on Corey Seager home runs and Adolis Garcia RBI. So you can copy my picks or make picks of your own. Just please make sure you do it with our friends over at PrizePicks. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get a $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even need to win to receive that bonus. It is guaranteed. Again, download the app, use code CLNS to get a $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. That link will be in the comments and the description. It is PrizePicks. Run your game. Now, there are some obvious roadblocks to a Kevin Durant trade this offseason, the least of which being the Mavericks' lack of assets. They don't own their own first-round pick in 27, 28, 29, or 30. So that right there is almost a non-starter, which means you will have to get a third, maybe even a fourth team involved. The lack of assets to execute a Kevin Durant trade is certainly a big roadblock for the Mavericks. They probably don't have the salary to match a Kevin Durant trade either, unless they're trading the likes of a PJ Washington, which I think they absolutely would do in a Kevin Durant trade. Look, if you're going to get a guy of Kevin Durant's caliber, you're going to give up a lot. Are you willing to give up PJ Washington? Are you moving off of a Klay Thompson after one season? Are you giving up your young center in Derek Lively? Would you give up Daniel Gafford, who has dealt with injuries this season, but is also a very good player and kind of fits Nico Harrison's vision for the Mavericks as a defense-first, rebounding energy type of team? I'm not sure if the Mavs are willing to part with any of these, but if they do, and you do end up trading for Kevin Durant, this is what I think a potential lineup would look like. And obviously, this is with Kyrie healthy. With Kyrie at the 1, Klay Thompson at the 2, KD at the 3, AD at the 4, and Derek Lively at the 5. And when you look at this lineup, you're like, yeah, that looks pretty interesting. This would absolutely be a championship caliber lineup. 10 years ago in 2015, when Anthony Davis was 21 and Kevin Durant was in the prime of his career with the OKC Thunder, Klay Thompson was winning championships with the Warriors. It would be awesome if this was the Mavericks lineup 10 years ago, but unfortunately, we are in the year of our Lord 2025. You have Kyrie coming off a torn ACL. You have a year where Anthony Davis missed almost half his games with adductor issues. Derek Lively has had serious injuries. Daniel Gafford had a serious injury. So while this lineup does look awesome on paper, it's almost impossible that these guys play more than, I would say 60, 65 games together because of their injury histories. Now, it's all about getting healthy for the postseason, and I do think a team with KD would make the playoffs alongside Anthony Davis. However, and my kind of thinking with acquiring KD is, at this point, why not pull the trigger on a Kevin Durant trade? You already traded Luka. You might as well just go even crazier, and the Mavericks have nothing to lose. Look, like I said, I think this lineup would look pretty good, and it would be extremely versatile on the defensive end, especially if you have Kevin Durant at 7 feet playing the 3, and then you have AD, one of the best players in the NBA on the defensive end at the 4, alongside the rim protection of Derek Lively at the 5. I do think it could work, and while I would be interested in Kevin Durant because I'm also a Texas Longhorns fan and I followed KD his entire season, I'm kind of just like at the point like, why the hell not? What does Nico Harrison have to lose? He already destroyed the team's fabric. He already destroyed the team's chances at a championship. Why not go all in and try to go get Kevin Durant and give them a 1% chance of winning a title? So I think I would be in on this Kevin Durant trade. Again, the package of PJ Washington and whoever else it would be would, probably give me pause, but I think I would do it and go get another future Hall of Famer. And then you have Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, KD, and Anthony Davis, all of who will be in the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame when they are all said and done. And maybe, just maybe, you can salvage something out of this roster. I asked you at the beginning of the show, and I want to ask you again here at the end. Do you want the Mavericks to trade for Kevin Durant? Type T for trade or type P for pass. Let me know down in the comment section. And it is opening day for our Texas Rangers. Shout out to Joey P for putting this one up. I think the Rangers are going to have a really great season. Excited to see a bounce back from Adolis Garcia, from Corey Seager. Excited to see what Wyatt Langford can do. Let me know down below what you think the Rangers' record is going to be. I'll give the Rangers 91 wins this season. That's what I'm going to go with. I can't do the math in my head, whatever 162 minus 91 is, but I think that will be the Rangers' record. Let me know what you guys think down below, and please be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is youtube.com/MavsTV. The Mavs take on the Magic tonight. If anything happens from that game, we will keep you up to date right here on the channel.